The operating system I'm going over today is the DOS operating system, or the disk operating system. DOS stands for Disk Operating System, referring to a family of disk operating systems, but mainly PC-DOS and MS-DOS. Before DOS, instructions for the computer had to be manually loaded via punch cards or magnetic tape. With the invention of DOS, the operating system could now be stored onto a disk drive, such as a floppy disk or an internal hard drive. Microsoft developed the PC-DOS, Personal Computer Disk Operating System, for IBM, which was the first widely used command line disk operating system. Probably most familiar to you is MS-DOS, released by Microsoft as a nearly identical command line DOS. When IBM introduced the IBM PC, built with the Intel 8088 microprocessor, they needed an operating system, so they sought out Bill Gates, CEO of Microsoft. Gates in turn guided IBM to the Digital Research Corporation. Digital Research founder Gary Kildall could not come to an agreement with IBM, so he refused, and IBM withdrew. IBM again approached Bill Gates. Gates in turn approached the Seattle Computer Products Company, where programmer Tim Patterson had developed commercially available as 86-DOS, which Microsoft purchased, renaming MS-DOS. Within a year, Microsoft licensed MS-DOS to over 70 other companies, beginning their rise to riches. The first GUI Windows program released was contingent on MS-DOS. Later, following the release of Windows XP, the GUI Windows program became a fully independent functioning operating system. As suspected, DOS was fully replaced by the Windows GUI OS, even though it still exists today in forms such as FreeDOS. For some time, it has been widely acknowledged that DOS is insufficient for modern computer applications. It is presumed that DOS will eventually completely disappear. DOS is a single-user, single-task operating system with basic kernel functions. MS-DOS type operating systems run on machines with Intel 86 CPU. DOS is in charge of booting the computer, memory management, processor management, file management, and a user interface. DOS was originally designed for the Intel 8086/8088 processor, and therefore could only directly access a maximum of 1 megabyte of RAM. Specifications were developed to allow access to additional memory via add-on cards. DOS uses a file system which supports 8 characters for the file name and 3 characters for the extension. In DOS, drives are referred to by identifying letters. The reason hard drives were originally assigned the letters C and D was because it was standard to reserve A and B for floppy drives. The user interface works by the command line interface, which contains built-in internal commands and potential for script writing, like .bat extensions. Some common commands are as follows: cd, which changes the current directory. There's edit, which starts an editor to create or edit plain text files. There's mkdir, which creates a new directory, and ren, which renames a file. DOS was a revolutionary operating system that thrusted the development of technology exponentially forward. Although basically extinct now, it will forever remain an important artifact in the history of operating systems.